Hey everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I have got a couple of projects that are in progress, but nothing that I'm ready to show you, so I thought it would be fun to do a Q&A video where you guys could ask some questions and I will do my best to answer them. And so I put out the call in a couple different places and we'll take a look at some of the questions and I'll do my best to answer them. The first one is from Marlon on YouTube and it says, "Want to be friends? I love robots, and so I would be thrilled to be friends with you, Marlon." The second one comes from Norway 174 on the Discord channel, and question number one is, "How are you?" I'm fine, Norway. Thanks for asking. We have two questions from my South African friend Francois. I had the privilege of sharing a South African braai with him and my other friend Gert, or as they call him in South Africa, Gert. And he wants to know how you can go about getting review products from companies. And I would say two things. One is quantity, quantity, quantity. You're probably going to get turned down a lot, and a lot of people are either not going to respond or just say no. But the more companies you ask, the more opportunities you have to get something. So what I generally do is I try to reach out to companies directly if I can find any sort of promotional department. If not, I look for a marketing department. If not, I look for even the vice president of the company. The worst thing they could do is say no. I will say that whenever I approach a company, it's primarily for the Arduino Facebook group, and I try to make it what I call a win-win-win. I want to give the company an opportunity to put the product in front of 140,000 people. I want to usually offer some kind of promotion, like a giveaway for our group, so the people who are seeing this review have the opportunity to win something. And then I want a product that I'm actually interested in, because if I'm going to take the time to review it and film it and all that stuff, I want it to be something that I at least care about. So that's how I handle it. Secondly, do you have any offline simulators for circuits? And the answer to that is no, primarily because I don't really simulate anything. I just hook it up and hope for the best. There are a lot of good online simulators, and I just noticed that Paul from the Learn Electronics YouTube channel just did a review video on some online simulators, but I don't know any that work offline. If you know one, then go ahead and comment below and let us know. So I'm going to tie two questions together. Norway 174 asked if I'm a wizard, and Challenger 86 asked if I'm a savant. And I would say that I am neither. In fact, I don't really even consider myself a very gifted programmer. I know I do this for a living, but the thing is, it's not that I'm the best programmer in the world. That's why people hire me. They hire me because I do what I say I'm going to do. I do it as securely as I possibly can, and I do it when I say I'm going to do it. And those three things actually turn out to be way more important to the clients than when they look at your code and make sure all the spacing is right and that you use the most concise way to accomplish something. It really is. It's way more about your integrity than how well you actually code. And so I'm nothing special when it comes to coding. I just try to get things done. Challenger also about my passion about my open source project UserSpice and how I can spend so much time helping people and all that kind of stuff. And for me, I just love UserSpice. I just do. I love what it does. It allows me to just absolutely crank out projects, and the code is so reusable and things like that, and I love it. And when it comes to helping people on Discord, this is really important. I really struggled to learn how to code the second time when I was in my late 30s, and I had some really dumb questions, and I had one or two people, particularly this guy named Curtis Parham, and he really took the time to answer my dumb questions. And even when I would get frustrated with his answers and I would ask him things that I clearly should know, he just showed me so much grace as I was learning how to code that I just decided I want to help people as much as I can. And so we've got over 1,000 people on that Discord, and I answer every single question that I possibly can, because to me, coding is power. To me, coding can give you the freedom to not have to stay in that soul-sucking job or to provide for your family during a global pandemic and things like that. Like coding can really open up doors for you. And so I want to provide that for people. I want to provide whatever I can to help you provide for yourself and for your family. So that's why I'm so passionate about it. Love helping people and love seeing what you guys create. What inspired me to make UserSpice? I know this is going to sound really stupid, but when I was first learning how to code, I was sitting there trying to think, how in the world can I have this public-facing web page and let some people visit it, but other people not? And when I was first grasping the concept of databases and relational databases and all that kind of stuff, that really boggled my mind. And so I set out to try to figure out how that happens. And when I did that, I stumbled across this project called UserCake. And so I started just looking to see how they accomplished what I was trying to accomplish. And eventually I wrote some modifications for their software as I was learning to code. And then eventually UserSpice got big enough that we just folded the entire UserCake project into UserSpice along with a couple of other fledgling projects over time. So, and it really blows my mind to see what people do with it and the companies that use it and how they use it. I do want to tell you a quick story. So I travel a lot and was going all over the world, and I found myself in Alaska. And when I was teaching myself how to code, I had this little walk-in closet that I called my cloffice, and that's where I taught myself how to code. And I had just launched one of the early versions of UserSpice, probably like in the version 2s. And I was just kind of sitting in that closet feeling sorry for myself because I was up in Alaska, it was winter, it was dark, and just didn't really know where my life was going. And so I decided that day to just look at the analytics for userspice.com, and I saw that in that one day that UserSpice had been downloaded in every nation on earth that Google Analytics could track. And that just absolutely blew my mind that in one day the entire world came to me and downloaded my software. And that's really what did it for me. That's what I realized, like, as much as I love traveling and going to the world, it's so cool to have the world also come to me. And so speaking of that, we also have another question from Banging Heads, and he asked, where's your favorite place to travel? And I have to say, it kind of depends on for what. For the people, I absolutely love pretty much anywhere in Africa. I love Africa. I love South Africa, love Uganda, just love Africa and the culture and all that kind of stuff. For sheer beauty, I lived in Alaska, and Alaska I think is pretty easily the prettiest state in the US, and I lived in what I selfishly consider the prettiest part of the prettiest state. But I would say Switzerland is about the only place in the world that could hold a candle to that. And so I would say Switzerland for beauty and anywhere in Africa for the people. So I'm going to break this video into a couple of parts. My video editing software is giving me fits, but I have a bunch more questions and a bunch more answers in an upcoming Q&A video. Thanks for watching.